Okay. All right, we are going to convene, what is today? March 15th, 2022 RPRC meeting. First on our agenda, we're going to go slightly out of order because my agenda doesn't have 22 half mile on it, so I want to take special notes. We have Sean Doyle waiting. We're going to admit him in now. All right, you're back, Sean. Sorry about that.
Oh, no problem.
We just needed to get everything in. So your application is, I think, very, very simple. It's for a new fence, and let me pull that up and I can share that with everyone. 22 half mile.
Looks like it's a replacement, Adam.
Yes. Yes, let me share my screen. Okay, so this is what we're talking about. There's portions of, I guess, this fence that are there, right, Sean? But essentially it's going to be replaced with this new cedar fence.
Very nice.
Yeah, there's no issues here. Anything you want to say, Sean, or?
No, I just, I just wanted to, before ordering all the supplies, I just wanted to make sure there were no issues. And if so, then I'll let the contractor know, and we'll get started on it and hopefully have it done.
A question, how tall is the fence? I
5
can't
feet.
read it.
5 feet in the plan. Sean, is the fence painted, or is it natural green? Is it white?
I think the plan is to just have it natural, which should sort of fit with the, there's some shrubs and stuff there anyway. This is just, yeah. And it's going to be, 4 feet with a topper.
Yeah,
Looks great.
I don't recall, but is there a chain link fence there now?
Yes.
Yeah,
Right
that's what I
now,
thought.
it's going to basically
Yeah.
trace the exact same location as the original fence, which is, fairly old.
Yeah.
I just have one question. Is that spiked top, would that be dangerous if an animal tried to jump on it? Could they get impaled? Are they sharp spikes?
No, I don't believe so. It's all wood, and they call it just a Victorian topper, which I think is just a standard option.
Okay, I'm always concerned.
Yeah, they're definitely not. They're not spikes. They're probably an inch. Around.
The suit, it's like an 1.25 inch stock that they just bevel the top. You don't want to sit on it, but you're not going to get impaled.
Right.
Okay, that's my concern. I'm not sitting on the fence.
All right, then I'll make a motion to send this to the building department.
I'll second.
Sue Geffen, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thanks. All right, so Sean, you're all set. We'll post this letter on the RPRC website later today. And then you'll take this letter and submit an application to the building department to get your building permit for the fence.
Great. Thanks very much.
All right,
Bye.
take care.
May they all be so easy.
We have a few in line today like that. Not too bad. All right, now we'll go back to the regular order, at least on my agenda. Sorry for the confusion. We have 26 Chestnut Ridge Road next, and we have an applicant here, so we'll let him in. Hello, Rick. How are you?
Adam, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, good.
So Chestnut Ridge Road is up, so you're on with us. Do you have the plans? Do you want to share your screen with us and take us through what's happening?
Absolutely.
That would be helpful. Great, thank you.
Yep. And just a quick background, obviously, my client, Mr. Anthony Marino, had received several violations, and they were dating back to November 24th. So I was brought on to, or JMC was brought on to rectify those violations and then move forward.
Yeah. This is probably our most complex application today. I'm just
Okay.
commenting to the rest of the committee. There's some issues we have to discuss here. You know?
Yes. Adam, can you see my screen?
We can, and that's great. You know, I think, why don't you start with the background? Like what was the applicant trying to accomplish here?
So what the applicant was trying to accomplish. So in this area right here, where you see the red lines, this is an area where he brought in fill to level out the backyard to try and create, you know, more of a backyard for his kids to play, while also constructing a patio area adjacent to the deck. And also, you know, this was what you see with the red lines. This is what was performed already. The patio hasn't been installed. There's just really just this grading area, while also proposing to bring in fill in the front yard area to flatten out the front yard area also. Obviously not nearly as much fill in the front as in the back. So that was the ultimate goal of the applicant, just to level out the backyard and build a patio area.
So now, like eyeballing, I didn't see preconditions, right? Since it's on the site already.
Yes.
But eyeballing the existing topography, it didn't look like it was a relatively flat area back there to begin with.
It was, and I obviously tried to look back at the, historical photos and whatnot, and it was.
I mean, my biggest concern to the committee and I guess to you, Rick, is, visually looking at this fill pad from the neighbor, it's not attractive at all.
No.
And it's steep. You can see on that back piece, it's steep. John, do you have any concerns about the stabilization here?
Well, they should probably put matting down.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That slope. Now it's done already, you said. So is it stabilized? Is it seeded?
No.
So he has not seeded it yet. No.
Okay.
So we're proposing seeding and obviously landscaping also. And I had mentioned to the client about the matting too, because of the steeper slopes.
Yeah. How steep is that slope?
I don't want to give you a number offhand, John, but I could get that number to you. Absolutely.
Now we could regrade that a bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's not as steep.
Yeah, and I think we do have to address what it's going to, it looks so artificial if you're from the neighbor looking at it. It's just, odd.
Well, I think as John mentioned, if there's still work to do, if we could flatten that out a bit, and then seed and then landscape.
Yeah.
But it is fairly steep, and I think we would need to flatten that out a bit.
Yeah, and how many trees were taken out to do that? It looked, I'm guessing it was part of that was woods.
Yes, I'm sure there were trees. I know we're obviously working on 4 Trip Lane. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that project, but what we did on that, because it was difficult to pinpoint exactly how many trees were taken down, it was a similar situation to this, where work was done without the proper permits. So what we did is kind of look at an area adjacent to it and kind of estimate.
Yeah.
Because it looks, similar to the wooded area in the backyard. So we could put an estimate together of the tree removal too.
And I'd be interested to know, the history of this. Rob, how did this even come to your attention? What do you remember?
Off the top of my head, I don't remember.
Okay.
I believe, I hope I'm not misspeaking here, but what the client said is that one of the neighbors had noticed, dirt and tracking on the road.
Okay.
During one rain event.
Yeah. Not surprising.
Yes.
Hey, Adam, what is that dashed line through the plan? The serpentine shaped line.
Rick, what is that?
That's a soil divide.
A what?
It's a soil divide. So both those, it's a CRC soil and the CSD. Both are B-type soils. So relatively good perk rate. So I'm confident in our stormwater design for infiltration. We designed our stormwater. Obviously, there was an increase of impervious area of about 1,800 square feet. And what we did, we designed just a straight detention system just to detain the water, hold it back, and release it slowly, just to maintain peak runoff rates from existing proposed conditions.
So, you know, we got to decide how we want to do this. I'm not comfortable. I think this goes beyond what the RPRC should be doing. That's my thought. But let's hear from the rest of on the committee on what to do here. You know, I'd like to hear what the neighbor has to say. I'd like to hear, especially about screening and what it's going to look like, tree replacement.
Adam, the visual is largely from Baldwin Road, but there's not a neighbor, so it's just the community driving up and down Baldwin Road would really be the people would see that slope.
No, Rick, zoom out. It's the house I'm talking about. Yeah, right
So
there.
this is the house, right, Adam?
Yeah,
Okay.
you can't see this from the road. No. Yeah. But the way that lot,
But the neighbor really can't see that slope.
you can. Yeah, I don't think yeah, the plan doesn't do it justice. If you're standing in that fill area, you're looking at quite a number of windows from the house. Yeah.
Adam, I took some pictures while I was out there.
Yeah,
obviously not from the neighbor's house, but I just some general photos.
Yeah, if you have them, that would be.
Yes.
You also have that fill in the front yard adjacent to the other neighbor that's
Yeah.
being proposed.
Yeah, now,
Hasn't been filled yet.
yeah, is that the condition? They're proposing to do that, but it's not done?
It's not done. So they wanted
I
to
see.
do that as part of this submission.
What?
And that's also a fill
They
section.
Rick, they're really pushing their luck here. Why would they
Yes,
wanna do this?
I tried to tell them that, Adam.
But what's the point? What are they're not even accomplishing anything.
I don't know what the point is in the front yard, and the backyard. I kind of get it, but yeah, you're right though. It's
Yeah,
all right. So here are
yeah. See what I
Oh,
mean?
wow.
so the neighbor's house. The neighbor's house is over here.
Yeah, thank you.
And that's really what I'm talking about, how artificial and steep that is.
Thank you, Adam.
I would not want to look at that if I was on the neighboring
So let me.
property.
I think that's
And of course
that's
we're
really the best one.
Look, we're looking at the worst case scenario. It's not seeded. It's not, I get that. But still, even if that were to be seeded, it's very unnatural looking.
How many trees came down to do this?
I am not sure, and I really couldn't get a number from the client. What I was suggesting is just look at the areas around it,
Yeah.
and kind of do a calculation of estimated trees
That's the
that
best
were removed.
you can do, right? We can't see the stumps, obviously. It's under 8 feet of
Hey,
dirt.
Adam, just for the conservation board, there's no wetlands, but we would I say a strong assertion that we want much more trees to replace what was lost.
Yeah, and I think that's the kind of the conversation we're gonna have to have, I mean, some of that was a rear yard to begin with, so we get that, but there needs to be some mitigation for this, in my mind. I agree.
Adam, what's the address again?
26 Chestnut Ridge.
Just looking it up on GIS.
And
That'll
about
give
the landscaping, I know the client was more than willing to obviously screen the property line that is abutting the neighbor that we that you identified, Adam. That will be screened
Yeah,
as best we can.
Adam, would a retaining wall around part of this help it?
maybe, it might be
Retaining
easy.
wall and plantings?
Yeah, and it might be easier to take or regrade some of this. Maybe some of the fill gets removed, something.
Yeah,
Right,
it looks.
something-
I mean, that
it
one
looks
tree
so
I'm looking
artificial.
Yeah,
That one tree I'm looking at, the roots are buried.
Yes.
totally. Yes.
So that tree's not gonna last.
No. But
Have we also verified, Rick, where the soil has come from and the condition of it?
We have the client provided me with a manifest of the soil, which I can provide. I'd be more than happy to provide with, to you guys. What I had gone into the building department with was the full building department submission package, which included the soil manifest, and then they had let me know that we were supposed to go in front of you guys, the RPRC first, and then.
Yep.
So I have all that information. I'd be more than happy to provide that.
How many yards to fill?
About 1,500 cubic yards.
Yeah, he's gonna have to pay for the fill. Did you fill out a fill permit?
Yes.
You did, okay.
And it doesn't look like he has any erosion controls there?
No, which I informed him. I said that needs to be installed.
At least
ASAP.
temporarily now as you're going through the process.
Absolutely.
And I would also suggest that, now that it's going to start warming up, a temporary seed, even a contractor's mix, you could see the erosion coming off the
I mean, just
off
right
the
here.
side of the slope there. Yeah, at least stabilize it with temporary seeding.
Absolutely.
But so is there some, we need to figure out what we're doing. We're either going to keep it at the RPRC or we're going to send it to the planning board. I
It
think
should go
there's
to
enough.
the planning board. It's 1,500 yards of soil.
Yeah, I agree. There's enough going on here.
Absolutely.
Conservation Board.
Well, the conservation board doesn't have jurisdiction on anything, but yeah, we're gonna, they come to our meetings.
Look at it and see how to stabilize the area.
Yeah, well, we have John to tell us that.
Yeah, but it makes the magnitude of the project, it really should go to the planning
Yeah.
board.
I agree. All right,
Yeah.
so I'll make that motion.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye.
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 All right, well, Rick, I don't think this comes as a surprise, right? There's enough going
No,
on.
it doesn't. It might to the client, but I
Yeah,
tried to warn him. I tried to give him a heads up.
right. So you heard a lot of good information of where I think the planning board, these are the issues the town's gonna have. So bring that back to the client, have them really think about if they need to deal with the front issue, right? I think it's enough going on with the back here. And I think what, some of the issues we're talking about.
Big
How to
time.
stabilize this, how to make it look more natural, how we're gonna screen it from the neighbor. You gotta come back with something better than this.
Absolutely. No,
And
I
that's
know,
not
I
a
know exactly.
criticism of you, it's just. we
No,
gotta-
absolutely. I completely understand, and we'll be back. Yeah,
And
Okay,
some temporary controls right now.
yeah,
and I'll have that installed. And
Because-
John, I'll go out and take pictures of that, make sure it's installed, and
yeah, please.
provide that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, all right, so next stop is submit a site plan application to the planning board.
Sounds good.
Okay,
Sounds like a plan.
all right, take care.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you, guys.
Bye, Rick.
Okay, next is 839 Mount Kisco for a fence. We do not have anyone waiting. I'll pull that up. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, you guys see that my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so what we have is replace the existing fence, which is dilapidated, with a new cypress gray
Nice.
vinyl fence. You can see the color and the example here. And it's gonna go, you could see my cursor, it's going up here in these trees. So it's not really visible. And this is a picture from the street. So it's, along the property line on 128. But I think it looks fine, it'll blend in nicely there. I don't
Does.
think you'll really see it.
Adam, is that the house that's on the, is that the house on the turn?
The one next to it, no, it's the one after. The one on the
Okay.
turn with the driveway that kind of shoots up.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's the next house,
okay.
further towards Mount Kisco. Yeah. Is everyone okay with this one?
Yes.
Okay, then I will make a motion to send to building.
I'll second.
Sue second. Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Great.
Tom, it just came in. It was on my desk last week. Yeah. I don't know where it went. It was on my
Next
desk and
is One Hobby Farm, so now we'll let John in. for that.
I don't remember what the. Yeah, Modern Barns, yeah.
Okay. John, you're up.
All right, so should I share the screen?
How are you, John?
I'm good, how you doing?
Good.
All right, so. All right, I'll start with
So
photos.
your hobby farm, right? Yes.
Hobby farm.
So this one is easy. This is very easy.
Don't jinx me, it should be really easy.
No, no. It's actually it's really nice what you're doing.
Okay,
In
so
fact, what they
basically,
have there is quite nice too. But yes,
Right.
yeah. So that's what they have there.
it just gets too hot.
No, I get it. Yeah.
So that's right. So that's the area that's already impervious, already built.
Yep.
And we're taking down the trellis and we're putting a roof between where the turret comes out here. We're doing the roof from here.
All the way over. Yeah.
Right. And then if I just pull up the drawings, right, file. Right. So then, oh, the drawings are at the end, right?
Yeah.
Right.
There you go.
So we're doing a shed roof across this piece, and then we're doing a peak at the end.
Yeah.
So
I think it looks good. Sue, you have any issues with it? There's no new impervious. It's all over existing patio.
It actually looks fabulous.
Yeah. Yeah.
too bad it's not the front of the house, right? Okay.
What's that?
Too bad it's not the front. Okay.
Yeah. No, but it's good.
Can I make a motion to approve?
Yeah. Yes. I like it when someone does it and not me. All right.
I'll
So
second that.
ABSG. Okay. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
See you, Susan. See you on Wednesday.
Yes, you will.
Okay. All right. Good. Have a good day.
Okay. Thank you. You too. All right. Now, this is odd. So we've got one more left, and it's the new house on Orchard. I saw that they were in the waiting room at the beginning of the meeting, and they're not there. Let me talk to Val and see what's going on, and I'll be right back.
If anyone has been on Orchard Street recently, there are two houses, I believe, by the same builder. And they look so much alike.
Yeah, well, this is what we're talking about.
That
This is
this
the next one.
is not going to make it look like a little development.
Well, we'll talk to them about it. I know the developer was on the meeting, in waiting room a few minutes ago. So I'm having Val just reach out to see where they are.
Was it Santucci, Adam?
Yeah, Santucci. So
Okay,
we'll,
so they're gonna need their chipping permit because he's got to hammer that hill there.
mhm.
And he's within like 50 feet of houses and everything. That's gonna be a disaster, that rock hammering.
Yeah,
First, Adam, Dom Santucci just texted me. He never got a link.
they were in the meeting. I saw them in the waiting room.
Yeah, he says he didn't get a link.
I
Says he was watching it on YouTube. Never got a link.
I'll have Val send it to them.
Yeah, send them a.
There they are. They're back.
Oh, they're back. Okay.
I think we got some concerns about the rock hammering up there.
Yeah, we can talk about all that. Deb, you're with us?
They're back?
I think we got some concerns about the rock
And just tell them I am. But we hear them.
Yeah, just turn off YouTube. You're on with us. You're fine.
Oh.
Hear you. You guys there? You could. Yeah, it just sounds like you guys don't have a great internet connection.
Because he has no sound.
All right, let's mute them and then we'll try it another way.
Let me see if I could.
All right. I don't know what happened to them.
I can't, now I hear you. Oh, more.
They're trying it again, Adam. Can they call in if they can't do the video?
Yeah, they can call in. They need to know just the meeting number, which they should have from the invite. Yeah, they're there. See if that works.
Yeah, you might be in the.
That work? Let's see.
Can you hear them, Adam?
Well, if they're not saying anything, I can't tell. I see that they're muted.
No, they're talking, but I guess.
All right, why don't you just put it on speaker?
Oh,
then,
is it
John?
muted? Maybe
Yeah.
turn.
It's muted. All right. Can you, if you're on the phone with them, John, just put it on speaker. We'll hear it.
As I understand that.
Okay, I'm gonna put you on speaker and see if they can hear through my computer. Maybe a little awkward, but let's give it a shot.
Yep.
How is that?
Okay.
Yeah, we hear you
I
fine.
hear you.
Yep.
Okay, they can
And we
hear
hear you fine.
See that right there?
Okay. All right. So now that we now.
Is it any better?
Yep, we hear you fine.
Back again.
Okay. You good?
All right, John, we can hear you now. You can hear it from your phone.
Good. Okay. We hear you good enough, you know, just
turn off YouTube. You're on with us. Okay. Turn off
Okay.
YouTube.
All right.
Because
So
I think we're on, I think we see you through YouTube.
don't use the
Yeah,
YouTube.
we
Use,
see you through YouTube. If we shut
don't
off
use
YouTube,
you.
we won't be able
Don't
to
use
see
the
you.
YouTube. It's delayed. We can't have a conversation that way.
Yeah,
You're-
this is the problem. For some reason, I see you on the Zoom on my computer. I can't hear you and you can't hear me.
We hear you
But
fine through John's phone.
We could talk through the phone and then I could hear you on YouTube.
Don't use YouTube. It's delayed.
Well, I'm doing it on an iPad and I hear you. I'm sorry. Okay, thank you. I'm sorry.
All right. So now you're watching through Zoom, right? And you hear us on the phone, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. YouTube's closed, right?
Okay, John, we're on the phone.
Okay,
Okay.
I got the phone right next to my computer.
All right. So I think we've settled that. So we're talking about 25 Orchard Drive, which is the third lot and the last undeveloped lot of the 3 lots that you're developing on Orchard. I'll pull up the plans so we can take a look. Just give me a sec here. 25 Orchard. Let's see. Share my screen. Okay.
All right. You got the plan here.
Yep.
All right.
I'm going to zoom in so we can all see it. All right, but essentially it's a simple site plan. You know, it's a fairly small lot, so there aren't too many places to position everything. So driveway, house, deck, pool. There were some inconsistencies between the architectural plans that were submitted and the site plan, so we'll need to coordinate that, right? There was an access shown
Right,
in this portion of the house, and then another plan has it on the side of the house, so
correct.
those will be,
Yeah.
need to be coordinated.
And that's, we have the house sold and the owner made some changes.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine, they just need to be, you know, coordinated, so
Sorry.
they're consistent. Yeah, no preference, or it doesn't matter. They're both zoning compliant. So whatever the homeowner wants, just make sure they're coordinated.
Yeah.
Sight lines, you're gonna have to show that there's adequate sight lines looking at Orchard at the drive. The pool equipment that's down in this corner, that's got to be moved into the setback somewhere. So I don't know if you want to put it, you know, behind the house with some of the other mechanicals, but it's got to meet the setback, and that has to be relocated.
It's got to be in the envelope.
Yeah, it's got to be in the envelope. Yep.
All right, we'll find another place.
Yeah, you'll find a place for it. You know,
The house.
I think the major issue for us at the committee here is how we're going to deal with a landscaping and screening, right? You didn't submit a plan for that. And it's going to be important to revegetate the site, right? Because of given the size of the lot and all of the improvements you're proposing, pretty much all the trees are coming out. So
Well,
we
we're
need,
talking about, the owner's talking about saving some trees in the front. She doesn't want the house that much exposed, so there might be some trees saved in the very front.
okay. Yeah, I mean, that's great. Whatever trees you can save is good. But,
And we are putting pine trees around the property line.
okay, so where's that plan? I don't think you submitted that.
Yeah, we can give you that. It's not a big
Yeah.
deal.
And I think that's reasonable, right? There isn't a lot of room to do a significant amount. So if you're gonna put screening, evergreen screening, you know, that probably would work. Some places it's gonna be more effective than the others, right? So like, there's a wall between these two properties. obviously the screening at the higher, on the upper property here makes more sense than
Right,
the
right.
than
That's
lower.
fine.
But maybe you do double it up and, or something. I don't know.
Okay, there is some screening in the back already. I don't know if you guys drove by the property. Rob probably knows that there's some screening in the back of the property already from the previous owner that he put in there. But we'll get a plan that shows all pines all around it.
Okay.
Probably be on the higher side.
Yeah, that's it from my end. I know Rob wanted to talk about the chipping that's going to be required. Remind you
Okay,
that you're going to have to file a chipping plan. And you'll probably need to do the in the code when you're chipping close to adjacent properties, there's some extra work and reports that need to be done. And in this case, that probably makes sense, you know, similar to what would be required if you're blasting, right? Some survey work and pictures of the neighboring properties to make sure that there's no damage.
You just gotta read through 122.26.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Section 122.26 of the town code.
Right, that spells out how you need to apply to the building permit, a building department for a chipping permit, and then what you're gonna need to submit. So take a look at that.
Yes, we read that a while ago, and Rob and I had a discussion. It was quite a while ago.
Okay, good.
Consider and what he would want, because it really is subjective and up to him.
Yes, but I think what Rob is saying that is given the proximity of houses in this neighborhood, he's gonna want pretty much everything that code allows him to require, if I'm understanding Rob correctly.
That's correct.
you know, we did chip for the other two houses and we didn't have any problems at all. And they're all the same size lots. But we'll do
I think Rob's concern was that this is a significantly more amount of chipping that may be needed here.
Well, we raised the house a little bit, so
That helps.
That helps, so we don't have to go as deep.
Okay.
And we may, have to work with that once we start and see how the rock comes out. There is a little different process also when we can drill the rock and then hammer it. Which
Yes.
Not a lot easier.
Yep. We did that. Oh, we don't have a plan, remember, but yes, we did a similar, similar on Nethermont Avenue in North White Plains. They did that. A whole grid of holes, right, is what you're talking about? Yep.
Make it like Swiss cheese and then you hit it.
Yeah. Yeah, it worked. It worked. So yeah, that's a good option. Yep.
But until we get in there and find out, exactly what we're hitting and how it comes out, the rest of the rock there seems to come out without a problem. But we are on top now, and it is the highest point. We also hit some rock when we came in with the sewer line and we took it out. So, I mean, it's going to be a little job, but I can do it.
I have a question, because I did read the code pretty extensively back when Rob and I discussed this a while ago. And my biggest concern, and this is where I get a little leery, is that it puts a time limit on it, a 3-month time limit.
Yes.
And that is a problem for us in that, not saying that the chipping is going to take 3 months. That's not it. It's that you start and then you do other things and then you come back to it. So it's not just you start and it's like a race to the finish. So I want to know how in stone this 3-month limit is. And then I have to apply for an extension that I'm not sure we're going to get, if that's the case. So how in stone is that?
Well,
I start this project and then like I can't get the extension and I have the house up, but I have to.
yeah, I totally understand your concern. And the takeaway is the town wants the impacts of chipping minimized to the maximum extent practicable. So yeah, you got to do your best effort to get the chipping completed. The building department has the ability to issue, an extension to that permit, but the town is telling you, putting you on notice, the neighborhood, they don't want this going on in the neighborhood for extended periods of time. So best effort to finish it up and be in coordination with Rob about your status, what you need, what you don't need. We're not gonna.
Well, that's why most of this is all gonna get worked out on the front side. You're gonna come up
Yeah.
with a plan, you're gonna lay it out for us, we're gonna review it, and we're gonna come to an agreement with it before you even start the project.
What does that mean?
I don't understand that. What do you mean? So let me ask you something.
Explain that.
Is it better to hammer 3 months constantly every day? Or is it better to hammer a week and then rest for a week and then come back? How are the neighbors gonna feel?
Well, again, Dom, you gotta lay out a plan of how much hammering you have to do before I even issue the permit. We're gonna work these things out on the front end. So going into it, we know where we stand. If you're gonna tell me that you're gonna hammer for 3 months straight, and then you get 3 months done, and then you need another month, we should know that before we get that far, because you should have investigated the rock at this point and come up with a plan of how you're gonna remove it.
But Rob, I don't know exactly how this rock comes out until you get in there, until you start layering it. So if it's a layered rock, it comes out fairly easy. If it's a hard rock, I have to drill it. And then I might not be able to get it drilled there for a week or 2 weeks. Everybody's busy. And then I have to come back, I can keep you in touch and tell you exactly what's going on. And I can give you a plan, but I can't exactly follow it to the T.
But Dom, you have to start out with something so that we can work with something. So you gotta come up with some type of plan. You've been working on that site. You've jackhammered that site already. You kind of know what the rock is and what's there. So you can come up with some type of plan of what you think you believe is going to work out. And we can take it from there.
Yeah, you do your best guess. Or if you even need to do 2 scenarios, you can do 2 scenarios. Scenario 1, it comes out easy. Scenario 2, it doesn't. And then
Exactly.
Rob will have something to go off of.
You want to know like how many days it's going to take to do the basement and how many days, because it looks like I have to hammer for the water line after they put the well in, and I might have to hammer for the sewer line going down to the street to get the 48 inches that I need.
Look,
Yeah, I mean, those are things that you're going to break up in different, in different areas on a plan. This is what's going to take me to do the foundation. This is what I believe. This is what's going to take to do the pool. It gives me a scope of what the total project timing is going to be. So when all the neighbors start complaining to me that they're going crazy because their summer is ruined because you're trying to build a house there and they can't deal with the jackhammering, at least I have a plan laid out saying, well, this is what it's going to be and this is how long it's going to be.
Right. And Dom, not you, but we've had other people who will chip for 2 hours a day and that's it. And that will go on for a year. So we have to avoid that situation.
That's not me.
I understand. But this is why this law exists, because not what you do, but what other people have done.
Right. And plus the house is sold. So this lovely young couple with 3 little girls is looking to get into their new home.
We get it. We understand. We do.
All right, so we can do that. I can give you a rough idea how many days it would take to do the foundation. The pool shouldn't really do that much, and I'll give you some days what I think it will do to get the
pool. Rob, what about that survey? Who would you like to do that?
You're going to have to find a company that does that.
Now, what happens, Rob, if these neighbors don't let you into their basement?
Well, we'll deal with that when that comes along.
What was the question?
I didn't know how you want the surveying done. I mean, is it something that we could take pictures of, or you want a company that comes in? How does that work?
Well, the code lays it out for you and tells you exactly what you got to do. I think what you need to do is read the code and find a company that does that.
Yeah, I don't think we need to work out that detail right here. You could work on that with Rob. I think we got the site plan issues well discussed. I know Sue in the past has had concerns about houses that look too similar. So let's take a look at the architecturals and see what she has to say about that. Is that a fair comment, Sue?
Yes. Let me see the elevations, please.
Yeah. There we
So
go.
we did keep that in mind. That's why we put the flat portico in the front without the peak. So it had a little different look. But
Yeah.
again, you know, the lots are narrow, very difficult.
Hey, Adam,
Yeah.
can you go back to that for a second?
Yep. Hold on.
Can we do Google
Can you do a
Earth?
snip? Adam, can you do use the snip tool and snip that image and see if we can overlay it over the place next to it, the house next to it?
And the one next to it, the two of them, the other two.
Hey, Adam, you were good.
All right. So now you want to take a look at the other houses. I don't know if Google has those other houses. Let's see what I can do.
Street View didn't have them.
All right, but let me see. Then I have one other place, Connect Explorer might. So let me look.
Don't you have it in the files, the building department files?
Yeah, but I can't get to
Oh,
that.
man.
Sec.
Actually, I retract. You're not so good.
Sorry. Let's see what we can find. Maybe we have it. Sort of. Look, we got them. We got the houses here. See?
They are.
That's pretty good. Come on.
Okay, I can. We concede.
All right, so now the snip. Let me find where our snip is.
They are so close. They feel the same. They've got the same peak over the garage. They've got the same portico front door.
It is flipped. You see that, Sue, right? So the garage is on the other side.
And is it set back the same from the street?
Yeah, pretty much.
So you're basically looking at three little houses that have the same style
Yes,
on it. Basically, they're not showing us pictures of the other houses on the street.
Well, do you want me to do that?
Stu,
We
can I
need
make a
one.
comment?
Sue, I don't understand. What do you mean by that, Sue?
Because the houses on the street are basically all different from one another. You know, different builders, different
Yes.
architects.
Uh-huh.
So you come in with one architect and one builder, put three houses in a row. They look not identical, but they look very similar.
Correct.
And when you drive by, it's almost jarring.
Understood.
So the houses on the street are 30 or 40 years old. You can't compare those houses with my houses. And one house sells the other house. This is what the clients like, the way the house looks. And if you look at other subdivisions all through Westchester County, a subdivision.
We're trying not to have it look like a subdivision. We want to keep the charm of the neighborhood.
Sue, that's why we changed the front to a flat
It's
portico.
barely changed.
Because I know that's how you feel, and there is no peak over the porch on this one. I did make that change. The others have a peak over the porch, and this one we changed it. Again,
It's very
very
subtle.
restricted because the lots are so narrow.
It's the same
It
mess.
makes a lot of change here.
And Sue, one other thing I like to say, I pretty well know everybody on that street because I connected their sewers there and everything else. And I haven't had one complaint about how the houses look. They're all very happy for what the price range they're selling. It brought their value of their home high and the way they look. So I haven't had one complaint about it.
I want to know the materials you're using, the colors you're using, and can you soften this house in some way?
Well, the materials are hardy. They're hardy shingles. And it is, I'm not sure if it's called dove gray, because she wanted white. And I said, you can't have that because the house next door is white. So she selected the gray. I haven't.
And what's the third house? The color of the third house? Isn't that a gray?
The first house had beiges and browns and had beiges and I think maybe even a green. They were more earth tones. The center house was the Arctic white, all hardy. And this house is a gray. It's a nice soft gray look. And also it's hardy shingles. Anderson 400 windows.
It's a question, is there a way, I just throwing this out there, because it sounds like you're far along with your client in terms of the selection of the house, correct?
Yes,
Yes.
And then respecting what Sue was saying, that you don't want, and I'm just, and I don't know Sue I don't know Sue. So I'm just, I think that this whole idea is not to have this look like a version of Levittown where everything is the same, right? I'm giving this to the extreme.
It's the
So,
subdivision look.
right. So what about, I'm just throwing this out there for you to consider. What about if you were to have some significant landscaping close to the, on the side of the property or at the front of the property, subject to screening, that visually you can have some type of break between the houses, much more significant that it, so it doesn't appear as if it's house after house after house. You'd have a visual break that's provided by some substantial, some 15-foot high, Doug fir, Norway spruce, something like that. What do you think?
We're going back to the site plan. So
That's not going to change the front look.
Yeah, right. Because
I know, but it'll just provide a visual. It'll provide a visual break. It doesn't change the house.
we're going to do that in terms of the side lot lines, Adam. So that will be
Right.
done. But that's not going to change the view from the street.
No,
right?
no, but
You're not going to
right. But if you're driving down the street, it wouldn't be as if your eye would catch the.
Well, what we could do is maybe put a specimen tree in the front yard that's not too big, right?
Right.
And maybe that's a good, so, that does something. I don't think that addresses all of Sue's comments, but that could visually
Right.
break up a little bit of the mass.
It doesn't change Sue's concern, but it may help the visual on the street.
Well, we keep running into this. It happened on High Street. It happened on Creamer. And, every time I drive by this, the landscape, the problem is it's a small lot. The
Yeah.
front yard,
It's not
the
deep.
other two houses have no landscaping in the front yard. It would be wonderful to do that. Again, it's a small lot. I would love to see, if you see the house on the right, they've got trees along their property line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, the same is going to be in the middle house. The picture you're seeing it's not done yet. That's all.
It's going to take a long time for those trees to mature also.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it will.
So, I mean, I don't know if we should send this to the ARB. I mean, the house itself as a standalone is, a lovely house. But when you put three in a row, you're creating a visual subdivision that really doesn't work with the rest of the neighborhood.
Well, I I don't
And-
know what to tell you, but this is what the people want that live there. If I go to them and say, I gotta change your whole house now, I'm gonna fail. I mean, one house sells the other. We changed as much as we could to make it look different. And the lots are so tiny that there's not
No,
much.
I feel that certainly moving forward, and this is actually another discussion, moving forward, if someone's putting up a series of houses in a row, we should see them all before they start. So we don't have this issue because you've only been coming one at a time. So it creates this subdivision look.
I get where you're going with this, Sue, and I kind of agree with you. I mean, in all honesty, you can't sell a house before it was approved from the town either.
No,
You
I know
you should
that.
have a town approval before you market a house. You put the cart before the horse in this case, Dom.
Exactly. And I mean, I'm sure that the homeowner sees the house, loves it, and wants it. And I think it's a quandary here. You understand my position on this. I certainly don't want,
Let me ask you, Sue, what would you like to see there? What kind of a roofing system? Tell me what you would like to see there, and then I'll bring it to the client and see if they like it. What would you like to see?
I mean, I would have liked to see a house designed in a different style than the other two. I know the mass is the same, the floor plan is probably the same, but they read the same when you're looking at them from the road.
Yeah, and I'm not sure it's fair to put Sue right on the spot like that. If you think that there's a ability,
There's no easy fix on this. And even a landscaping plan is just going to soften the house a little bit.
I guess my question to you, Sue, is there changes that the ARB can implement and not have the house start from scratch unless that's on the table?
I totally would not want them to do that.
Right.
I mean, that's not fair.
Yep.
But where the front exterior, I believe, should be worked on some level so it doesn't look like the other two. And just changing a peak doesn't make a difference.
Well, we're definitely not going to be able to accomplish that because we don't have the expertise, right? It's you and the ARB who can do that.
Well,
If that's what
maybe
you're
we should
thinking.
go to the ARB.
I mean, what do you guys think about that?
What is that?
We're going to have to vote on it. Is that something you want to make that motion, Sue? And
I will make that motion to send it to the ARB.
Hey, Adam, I still feel that I respect what Sue is saying, but in conjunction with maybe I'll say that in conjunction with the ARB's review is to see if some more substantial landscape plan could be implemented on both of those properties, the new one and the one that's under construction, in order to ameliorate this, Levittown feel.
There's only one
Understood.
property here, Adam, because the other one's got a CO. Those two other properties have been CO'd out.
So it's done.
It's done.
Yeah. So
right,
that
you're just not seeing the finished product in this
This
area.
is just an older picture.
Yeah, there's screening. There's a screening plan on that middle lot.
Now, can I say something? The other thing that is on this lot is that it's not like the one you're looking at. It has a huge boulder in the front. Very, very big. That gives a different view from the street.
Can you do a street view, Adam?
You see that big boulder?
You can see a street view, you'll get
So
more.
it's not flat and
Is it on 684?
No, I have to get there, guys. Give me a second.
He's working on it. Gotta
Oh,
get off the exit.
Can we do a flyby?
Oh, man. Adam, was this a hyper view of Google Maps? What is this, a special version?
yeah, it's Google Earth Pro, but anyone,
I think you're
anyone can
right
use
there.
this.
If you just turn left, that should be the.
Yeah,
driveway.
there's nothing there. You can't really see anything with this. Because the
Yeah,
houses aren't
it's
there.
too old. It's too old.
Yeah, it's way
Yeah.
too old.
Yeah. This isn't.
All those
useful.
trees are gone. The
Yeah.
lot, the houses are built.
Yeah, this is not useful.
No, not on this location. This is where the rock knob is, right on top of the hill, right in front of this lot.
right there,
Right in front of this lot, that rock goes up 10, 12 feet in height
Right.
right,
and blocks the whole frontage of this property from the road.
right. So you have tremendous screening in that respect.
The only opening is the driveway to the right of the rock on towards the adjacent property.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe
That-
what they should
that's
do
a
is
good
come back-
point.
You know, Adam's making the point, he's looking for a significant buffer between this street and this house. Maybe it's maintaining that rock knoll.
Right, right. You don't want a row of landscaping between the street and the house. That would be worse.
I was looking for a visual break. Some visual break that you're not focused on the symmetry of the houses, but there's something else to catch your eye. That's all.
No, I agree.
Why don't we
with
have the
you.
applicants submit pictures of the three houses and take pictures of what's there now existing? So we got something to look at. I mean,
Yeah.
really, we're kind of guessing at this point. Let's get those three houses, pictures of them. Let's get pictures of all the landscaping that's out there currently for the three houses. And maybe we need to meet up again before we say forward it to the ARB. Maybe you'll see something there, or Sue with whatever pictures they supply. They go, oh, okay, maybe that changes my mind. You know?
I'm
Yeah, but
amenable.
I'm on board with that.
is it really our place to be dealing with the architecture? Shouldn't we just say, look, let the architect talk with the ARB and
Yeah,
resolve it?
Yeah.
Resolve it.
that might-
Why delay it further?
I was gonna say it might be faster for them just because the ARB does deal with the landscaping of the house.
Yeah.
And they deal with the architecture. So yeah, I
I
think
make-
it'll save them time. Go to the ARB.
I make a motion to move this to the ARB.
We have that motion. Someone needs to second it.
I'll second it.
That was Rob. All right, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
So I think Deb and Dom, that's gonna save you time. You know,
Yeah.
go to the
That's
ARB,
great.
make the application, show the three houses, show the architecture of all the three, show the rock, and just have that discussion. I think that's,
So a question, Adam, do I do that through your office?
no, you're gonna apply just to the ARB. So I'm gonna post the determination, which is gonna have John's comments, my comments that you're gonna address with the building department, plus the requirement before a building permit is issued that you get the ARB's approval. So you can do those things concurrently, right? You can deal with the site plan and those issues and then go to the ARB and get their blessing.
Okay, so you would suggest we submit photos of the three houses or this empty lot and then the two houses? And then what else would they want to see?
I'll let Sue answer that.
Yeah.
A landscaping plan, they're gonna want to see that,
Yes,
right? You might
Okay.
want to take some pictures of the existing houses on the street, right? Sue brought that up.
if she looks at what you need to do to come to the ARB.
I just
Yeah.
wanted
It's
to,
all there, it's all in the package.
Yeah,
right, I wanted to bring everything that might help since it's.
yeah. And then you're gonna have a conversation with them.
Yeah, you're probably best off bringing the architect and maybe the new homeowner and just
Yeah.
talk it out with the ARB and find a solution to it.
Yeah, And there is a solution here, you know,
Sure.
All righty.
yeah, okay. So that's,
Very good. I guess we'll, so we don't have to come back to you then.
no, you're not gonna come back to the RPRC. We're gonna post the comments addressing the engineering and planning comments, and then at the same time, you're gonna get scheduled for the ARB. I anticipate, you know, you're gonna have one ARB meeting and then you'll come to some decision, but come in to the ARB with all that information. You know, you've got a good leg up of what at least Sue's concerns are, and I'm guessing the ARB is gonna share those concerns. So if you come in with all that information, you'll be able to resolve it.
Okay.
All right, very good.
Okay,
Good.
yep. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you.
All right, gonna hang up, John.
Yep. All right, and I think that's our last one. So, you know, we had some easy ones, some more difficult ones, but a good meeting. I thank everyone for your time and participation.
One other thing, 32 Orchard is up for sale now.
Yes, I've had a couple of meetings about that
12
property.
acres attached to that property. And
Yes,
it's very possible a builder's gonna scoop in there. or
yes, I've
they'll come
already had
buy it.
meetings about it, Sue.
So I am sure that there's going to be a lot of development in that area. And the precedent of having all these houses look alike
Understood.
is concerning.
Yep, understood. Now, the development on that, on 32 is going to be different than the rest of Orchard. It's a different zoning district. So the lots are 4 times as large.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it will not feel the same, but yes.
It's 1 acre zoning, plus they're gonna have to rely on wells and septic, so the lots are probably gonna be well above 1 acre to make wells, septic, stormwater work in each lot. So they're gonna have a different feel.
Exactly. But
Completely.
yes, your point's well taken, that the ARB is gonna have to look at that as well. Okay.
Okay, gentlemen,
Yep, one more comment, Adam. Thank you for that link yesterday about Greenwich American. I reached out to Greenwich already and they responded. I haven't read their response, but we're engaged at this
Adam,
point.
that's crazy, isn't it? Okay, no response, no
No
response.
response yet. Okay.
Tell Sue and John and Rob, give them the highlights on that one.
Adam shared with me an article that the proposal was submitted to Greenwich Planning and Zoning to change the zoning at Greenwich American Center on was it 100 acres, I believe, for 465 new homes there. So
would that be in Greenwich?
I'm sorry?
Hey,
And that would
Sue,
be
Yeah, it's in
wholly-
Connecticut. It's not in Northwest.
It's wholly in Greenwich, but the property has no Greenwich access. It's all access through North Castle.
Exactly.
So
And
I'd
So
like
it's
to,
one little bridge.
But it's
no,
so
it will be accessed off King Street.
Yeah. No, I
So-
know it well.
So I've reached out to Greenwich and hopefully, we can engage with them. Obviously, our concerns are 684 exit. You saw exit 2 when it was on my screen. Well, exactly. What are the operations going to be? We already know from our other studies over the years that is not a well-designed exit. And if we're adding that additional traffic, what are the impacts on the operations of that exit and those traffic signals around there? They were talking about 5-story buildings. What are the visual impacts? How does that work in the corridor? Of course, if we have that many people living there and being so far from the rest of the hamlet centers in the town of Greenwich, more likely than not, they'll be shopping in Armonk. What are the impacts there? So I'm well aware of the issues and hopefully Greenwich will be responsive to our concerns and we can get some.
And they're sitting at the end of a runway.
That too. Yeah, that too. Yep.
it's like dumping 400 houses on Armonk.
Understood.
I think we put a toll.
Like they tried to do. Yeah. Yeah,
Does the office space go away?
I don't believe so. I do not believe so.
It's in addition to the.
But I don't know. I really have to, I don't know too much about it at this point, but I'm on it. Okay, guys, thank you.
Okay.
Hey, Adam, can you
Thank
stay
you,
on
Adam.
1 minute? Hey, Adam, can you stay on 1 minute?
Sure.
Hey, I just want to say this is going to sound like a kiss up because I have my application in with you, right? But I don't, what, you still listening?
Yeah, I'm right here.
I'm not sure if anyone ever tells you this. I'm not sure, but I think the town is lucky to have you.
Thank you.
No, I don't know if, because
Appreciate it.
I think that you're just probably, that's all you, I imagine in your job, that you get lots of just like you're a pain in the ass.
Yes.
But in terms of like I mean, I was sitting there last night watching you at this meeting, and the degree of professionalism that you have and the knowledge that you have, and the fact that you've been around a while, the town is lucky. But I don't want you to construe in any way, shape, or form my admiration for you to be construed as a kiss up.
I wouldn't, and luckily you don't even have a controversial project other than the pain in the neck in getting these details. I understand what you're going through. I do. Yeah, no.
Do you get feedback from anyone or not really?
Sometimes, most of it negative. So it's nice to hear the positive. I appreciate it. Thank you.
No, but it's like, you're doing your job. So no one's going to say, thank you for being a pain in the ass. But anyway, I think the town is lucky. And I think that people don't realize how lucky they are.
Well, thank you. And really the same goes to you, because if we didn't have the volunteers serving on these boards, serving the community in the fire department, we'd be really in a bad spot. So thank you too.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Good stuff. Now get to work, man. You're
All right.
costing our fucking